Welcome to the Hex Late Show. It's 43 OG. I just wanted to say I got a chance over the weekend to meet uNrekt in person, Bloobum in person, and Sammy in person, as well as a few other people from the Hex community, and it was fantastic. I'm so glad that I'm a part of this community, and I've had a chance to, hook up with these people and meet them, get to know them, and get to share time on stream with them, chatting about things. I can't wait to meet Jexxa in person. I can't wait to meet Tangent, and all the other Hexicans who are streaming. And there were so many other guys who watched the stream who came. I mean, it wasn't a huge crew, but there were people who came along. It was awesome. It was awesome. And it just goes to show that the Hex community is something special. I really appreciate every single one of the Hexicans that came along. And I look forward to doing it again. But without further ado, let's run the intro and get into it. This is the Hex Late Show.
Man, thank goodness. uNrekt.
Hello out there in YouTube land. Hope you're doing all wonderful wherever you are out in the world. This is the Hex Late Show. It's good to be with you all. And wow. License to shill, eh, boys and girls? What a great introduction there, day 43. It was a wonderful weekend we had. It was really awesome time meeting up. And what can you say?
It was good fun, mate. I'll tell you what, mate. When I said goodbye to you, and I did the man hug and sort of tackle, like rugby tackled you, and I turned around and the two bouncers were right there, ready to jump in. They thought I was properly having a go at you. They were ready to throw me out, mate. And then they realised it was playfulness, and they just started looking at their feet.
If I was being summoned to an issue down in the foyer, yes. But anyway,
if I know uNrekt, there was probably more to it, and they probably had good cause to be concerned.
Just keeping an eye on him.
No, it was a great meetup, and it was great to meet you guys I came and saw you guys on Friday. We got a chance to have a beer on Friday, and then we had the meetup on Saturday. uNrekt, you went back on Sunday. Bloobum, you stuck around, and we met up on Monday and had a hardcore security session. We just sat down and just went through security stuff. It was good. And now you're back in the north of Australia, and I'm still here in Melbourne. And so for the people asking why my cam is off, I messed up and left my laptop charger at home, so I can't plug in all my stuff. It's just not. My laptop's going to die at some stage, and I'll have to jump on another one. So,
right. I was going to ask you about this cap backwards thing, day 43. This cap backwards thing. You were like a Leighton Hewitt's fan. You like the tennis, hey?
Come on.
Well, welcome to the greatest pump of all time, ladies and gentlemen. And speaking of pumpage, here we got Mr. Tangent.
Hello.
And How are you, mate?
How is everyone?
What's going on?
I'm well. How are you?
By the way,
Oh, and Sammy's in here as
by
well.
the
We've got
way,
the full team again. Full
By
team.
the way, we are
band is
streaming
back
on the
together.
Discourse Syndicate Network, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're looking and watching us for the first time, the Discourse Syndicate Network, the Hex Late Show, where we've got the FN Hangout, we've got the Captain Talks, we've got the Joker podcast, we've got Wake Up Hex, we've got Hex Asians, we've got DJ Cryptomatic on Twitch. We've also got the Hex News. So there's also Jay and Wales Only on the Discourse Syndicate Network. And don't forget the Ladies of Discourse. Isn't that a wonderful lineup that we've got presenting for?
How could you forget the Ladies of Discourse? How could you forget the Ladies of Discourse, mate?
Never know what you'll see there.
One of the best ones. I always tune in for that. I'm always got a spot on for eye. Just keep an eye on things. But what else? What else?
Is Sammy,
are you with us? Or?
Are you there, Sammy?
Sammy's in a nightclub.
Sammy, your mic might be muted.
And her camera's off. But apart from that, she's here.
Okay.
Here in spirit.
It was a great day, wasn't it, guys? It was awesome meeting all the other hexagons. Hi to everyone out there that if we met on the day. It was great putting faces to names and seeing
faces to handles.
And
I would remind Blue attended as my witness. Bluey, we did have the inaugural Hex meetup up in we ran the Vegas one, and we had it in. Yeah, we had a night in Brisbane with some Hexicans, and we went down to Nimbin. We went over to Stratty for a couple of nights on the weekend, didn't we? And it was awesome. We
that was the original.
Stayed over there.
That's the OG meetup.
And but yeah, tell you what, the Melbourne Victorians, they put it on beautifully for us. The day was stunning, and the weather couldn't have been better. Ain't that right? And Sammy, well done for organising all that. And I just want to do a quick shout out too for the inaugural one, the JFK 666. Get well, mate. I tried to ring him last week, and he's been having some health concerns, but he's going to get back up on his feet. And if you're a man over 40, please, men's health is a serious issue. Get your prostate, get your PSA done. Once you're over 50, make sure you talk to your general practitioner. And of course, all of this is some of the stuff that we talk about is client privileged information. So please seek your own independent advice in any of those areas. So that's our disclaimer. But yeah, anyway, sorry, Blue, I didn't mean to steal your thunder there. Go on. I just wanted to make sure, just get that off me thing, because JFK 666, he did a great job organising that first inaugural Mexican Australian meetup, and we got to meet T-Bird, and we got to meet a whole bunch of other really great folk in the Hex community. It's second to none, and Hex is just smashing the lights out day and night.
Mm-hmm. He is, and I think they're organising a Sydney meetup, if I'm not wrong, for next March. Not next March, this March, like in a few weeks or something. Hey.
I think they were talking
in Sydney.
I think they said Circular Quay. They were going to have it in Circular Quay, if I seen correct.
Hey, Mayo.
Just had a surprise visit.
We've got another potential surprise guest today.
Have we?
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so a surprise for all of us on stream, is it?
No, it's sort of surprise. We sort of know. I mean, we know. You guys out there listening and watching don't know.
Yeah. Oh, so I know.
You would know. But you might have missed the messages. Like we talked about it in our Telegram group.
Shall we bring it up?
Okay.
Shall we bring up Mayo? 43.
Well, let's give Mayo. Well, before we do that, before we do that, uNrekt, let's give Mayo a little bit of an introduction, because we bring Mayo up and no one's going to have any idea what who we're talking about or who he is. But let's give him a bit of an introduction. Mayo is a Hexican through and through. I only found out about Mayo about a week or two ago, but he's been working behind the scenes, and I'm not going to give anything away. We'll leave that for him to talk about. But he's been working behind the scenes for the benefit of all Hexicans, the benefit of Hex, and the promotion of Hex. And I guess without further ado, let's bring him up.
Hey guys.
Welcome, buddy.
Hey mate.
Oh,
hey mate.
Hey.
What's happening, mate? What's happening? Nice to have you on our show.
Yeah, nice to be here.
So, can you tell us, mate, like what what have you been doing? Well, Jexxa, maybe you want to.
Actually, I was gonna say before we kick off into that, maybe just a little bit about yourself, like how long you've been kicking around the Hex community and things like that.
Well, when did I found it in probably April, May, I think it was last year. So a bit later than the rest of you, but nearly a year, I suppose. Yeah.
No, that's still very early.
Yeah, and yeah, man. Once I found it, I was down that rabbit hole real quick.
Was it out of interest? How did you find it?
Actually, a real life mate, that I've known for probably 15 years, who's been massive into mining, and he's a bit of an IT guru. I just said, man, rang him up, said, "What's the latest thing, man? Tell me the latest thing." And he said Hex. That was it.
Yep. So is he a well-known member of the community, or he's just sitting in the background chilling?
He's very quiet, man. He's not online anywhere. He's no Twitter, nothing. He's very quiet. Yeah.
That'd be a peaceful life, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yep. So I'm trying to get him out here, but we'll see. But yeah, that's basically it. Just got told the word Hex by a mate, and I looked at it, and here we are, a year later.
That's interesting. We'll circle back on that in a minute, because that's a really interesting point in the way you found it, because that's probably the most powerful way to come across this stuff. You can see many ads on TV, YouTube, whatever, for any product, and it's most these days we're so desensitized that sort of stuff just washes straight over. But when a mate gives you a recommendation, it comes with a lot more confidence and respect, I guess, for your friends, and you take the recommendation a lot more seriously. So that's going to tie into why you've been doing what you've been doing, really, and where that could lead. So yeah, maybe if you can, let us know what you've been up to, bud.
Yeah. So I suppose that's a big thing with me in my life is I've always been in person, bit of a networker. So I always think face-to-face and word of mouth is very powerful. And just having the connection with someone or being able to speak to someone has a lot more power than over the internet or over a telephone or something like that. So that's why I sort of believe in that. What I've come to here is I used to be a fighter. So I was a Muay Thai fighter. I was a state champion in Queensland, WKBF Queensland state champion in 2016. I then started my pro boxing career. I only had one pro boxing fight until I had an injury. But I've had a few years off now. But basically, that's led me up to talking to the people I know in the fight scene, namely Jake Lund, who is a Australian champion. He's a world champion, WMC, WBC, and K1 kickboxing champion. 2016, 17, and 18, I think it is from memory. I've known him since he was a young fella, and we trained together. I trained him, and I had a family and stuff like that, so I pulled back. But he went to Thailand, and he just went through the roof in his skill. And he's still going strong today, apart from the old restrictions with what's going on. But just went over, had a conversation to him, said, man, what are you doing with your future? Where's your money going from your fights? What are you going to do when you stop fighting? You haven't got a trade, you haven't got any other skills. And there we go. We started talking about Hex, started teaching him a few things, and one thing led to another. And it's looking like we're going to be sponsoring him for probably about 12 months. And also the show that he's going to be fighting on coming up in March in Brisbane. So it blew up real quick.
So when you say we're going to be sponsoring him, do you want to maybe go into exactly who's behind that sponsorship?
Yep. So the big part of that is the Discourse Syndicate as a whole. Who's massively helped me out and helped me get this over the line. Basically Discourse Syndicate, and basically to rep Hex in and around the ring, at the fight show, in training camp, on the live stream, all the advertisements, social media. So he'll be repping it. He believes in the product. He's pretty much a Hexican now. So pending one or two more things, but yeah, it's locked in. So,
mate, that is brilliant work, Mayo.
Yeah, it is.
Like, well done, man. And I know you've been doing heaps of work in the background, designing stuff and getting everything sorted and talking to people and all that. And you've really driven this, and it's just like beautiful to see. And I think it's going to be these kind of sponsorships are going to really. This is how we punch through. You know what I mean? It's like, and we're giving it to an individual person, you know, who's going to be a Hexican, and it's just like that community of martial arts people and fighters. Like it astounded me when I first got into Hex how many Hexicans were martial artists or had done martial arts. It's amazing, and I think it's well done, mate.
Yeah, it's blown me away how many are popping up too. It's incredible.
So I think if we can
maybe
sort
it's a triple audit security, 100% uptime. Always get
could well be.
Never give up. The little engine that could. Hey,
you reckon it's that or the mad GAINZ, uNrekt?
Yes. Hey, success, mate. Say the proof's in the pudding. Come on.
Hey, well, what a fighters like to do, mate. They like to win.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Hey,
what's Hex doing? It's winning. It's winning.
So this
absolutely,
we're going to take over.
Absolutely.
So this is on the main card. Is he on the?
It's a real deal. Yeah.
Is he on the main card then in this fight in Brisbane?
Yeah. So this Brizzy one, he's actually the main event.
Main event.
The evening.
Brilliant. Yeah.
And I've just found out he's actually stepping up into another weight division for this one.
Oh,
so he's welterweight. I think it was in super welterweight from memory, or featherweight. I can't remember.
How many?
Stepped up.
How many kgs or pounds is that?
Kg wise, it would be around the 78 to 80, I think.
Oh yeah,
I think from memory.
And what's he usually? He's usually what, 7?
Usually about 72, 74.
Oh, that's a big step up.
Yeah.
So it'll be a tough. So is he the kind of veteran that the young and up and comer is going against, or what's his kind of character within the fight scene?
Is this Jake or his opponent?
Yeah.
You mean
Jake
himself?
Just tell us a bit about the fight, maybe. I mean, if it's a main event, it's going to be a big fight. Hey, it's probably pretty.
I can tell you about the fight. They're going to step into a ring and try and punch each other in the head, mate. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, do a bit of kicking and stuff as well.
Yeah, we know that.
Hey, 43. Have you done your little interlude with your crack the can? Or crack the can? Crack the can on that?
Hang on. I can
in the ring, motherfucker.
I'll pop my bottle.
I can do that. Hang on. Ready? Bit of silence. There you go. I haven't got my good mic tonight.
Do you want to tell us a bit about the fight, man? Or?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I don't know anything about his opponent, so he's new to me. Obviously, because I've been away from the scene for a couple of years, so I kind of have to relearn everyone. But this Rise Championship's actually quite a new show, I believe. They started getting pretty big before all the obviously restrictions happened. So this is the first thing back on since that, which should be pretty good. It is a belt up for grabs. So it's just the Rise Championship belt, which just falls under the WBC, which is World Boxing Council. And this will lead to, I believe, if Jake wins this one, which I'm pretty confident he's going to win it, it will lead to December. So in December, the same promoter and same fight show will be putting up I think it's the WBC Diamond Belt, they call it. So there's only ever been 7 in the world in history in Muay Thai. So yeah, this will be, I think this is the 7th or 8th. So yeah, this will lead up to that. So, and
that will be on Australian turf as well, or?
Yeah, this will probably be in Brisbane again. So because it's the same promoter, it's generally It will all be live. It's all live stream. Anyone can access the live stream. I'm not sure the cost. I think there is a cost to get live stream, but anyone can access it anywhere in the world. And yeah, we'll have the whole fight show up there. There'll be some Hex stuff on the live stream. And yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, so let's just be clear. Like it's not a full done deal yet. We've still got a few things we've got to work through, but it's looking really, really good. We've a lot of work's gone into the background. I think everyone's happy with where we're at.
Yep.
Just need a few.
There's goodwill on both sides. Goodwill on both sides. Both sides want it to happen.
I'm pretty confident it's all but signed. I'm pretty confident to say that.
And I'm pretty confident that when we get the word out of where it's live streamed, there's going to be a ton of hexagons who are going to be watching that.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's sort of have a little bit of just explore this a little bit and understand like the importance of these sorts of relationships. So on the face, it's great to have someone sponsored. It's good for the athlete. So for Jake, it's a great deal for him. And from just a general marketing perspective, it's eyeballs on Hex. So anything that's live streamed, that logo will be there forever, essentially. As long as that streams up, that logo will be there. So the bang for buck you get just from that perspective is that's going to continue to get eyeballs on it for many years to come. Obviously, there's the instant eyeballs that happen at the event, but more importantly, there's the relationships that will get formed both at the event, but through all the training camps and all those sorts of things. So when other fighters or camps, trainers, whatever, they get exposed to this as well, then that has that trickle effect where you basically it's that person-to-person networking effect, and that's the real bang for the buck out of all of this, I think.
Yeah, I think it's massive. Yeah, I have my eyes on a few other big names as well, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, it could lead to a lot more internationally as well. So.
And look at that! Yep. Look at what hexagons are doing. They're moving mountains. Hexagons with their economic force are moving mountains. And I'll just, just look what's going on. Like for example, the most important question in cryptocurrency: when Lambo will finally be answered this April. The Hex.com community are once again proving their economic strength by sponsoring the Top Cats racing team. Right? This how like the Brits love their motorsport, right? GT Cup held nationwide across Great Britain, and we've seen the Hex banners go up in Major League Soccer games and like on the side of like buses and all kinds of things. There's some pretty heavy bags in Hex over in England, and they like the quiet achievers. There's a lot of quiet achievers in Hex community, and they are doing the heavy lifting behind the scenes like you, Mayo, and that's respect, man. Like I think it takes a lot of discipline to get up every morning and go and like you got to love it for some reason, and it hurts, But yeah.
Do you have any?
Anyway, I haven't slept in 24 hours, so it hurts.
Shout out to Hexy Bastard too. Hexy Bastard.
Yeah, the UK guys are crushing it over there as well.
Yeah.
Do you have any connections? Do you have any connections into like the MMA world as well, or is it mainly Muay Thai, which is what you know?
Yeah, I do. Not so much on a personal level, but yeah, I do know of people because there's a lot of mix and matching training and sparring and stuff like that goes on between gym to gym, so to speak. There's another person who I'm aiming to have a good chat to, but he's worldwide known. He's famous for Muay Thai, but his son is actually massive in BJJ, so that spreads out to that again as well. Things like that happen. There's also, sorry.
I thought you mentioned you had a few connections on the boxing side of things as well.
Yeah, I've been talking to another mate that actually used to train Muay Thai with us, but he converted back to boxing and just stayed as a professional boxer. And he's trained with some big footy stars and stuff like that. I won't drop any names here yet until we confirm stuff, but yeah. So there is definitely a lot of potential there. Getting probably be easier for me to get to boxing rather than MMA with the people I know. But yeah, there is potential there. There's a lot of crossover in training and sparring. So,
and what's more important? It's not who you know, Mayo. It's who everyone else this reaches just from your efforts, who they know. So it's that. What is it, 6 degrees of separation or something like that?
The network effect, it's like a spider web. It just goes here and then...
So we've seen... So there's Jay Leon, boxer out of the States. You've got the guys doing the Daytona car, which I think that all kicks off today, doesn't it? All the racing on that
this week,
or the qualifiers or something. Yeah, yep. And
hey,
that's actually
sorry. Can you guys hear
Sammy?
me?
Yep, sure can.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm having massive internet problems tonight, so I'm joining on my smartphone. So before I couldn't find the mute button, but I'm sorry.
Got you loud and clear. That's all right.
Good. I'm used to ignoring what women say anyway, so don't worry.
What?
Hey,
so all,
beautiful. Hey,
all those isolated marketing events. So the Daytona, the UK car, J Leon. When you go out and speak to other promoters, and you say, "Oh, Hex wants to sponsor you," that is more clout when they can look across and you can say, "Well, this is what we're doing with the Daytona car. We've got this boxer over here," and that actually gives you a lot of street cred. So that all these small events snowball. When we go to the next sports star or something like that we can refer back. We've done all the hard work in sort of drafting contracts and things like that now, so that makes the next time around a lot easier. So all the effort that's been put in this time is can be repurposed.
Well, even that, how you mentioned that there. So with what I've done, I actually approached Jake on a personal level, one-on-one, and then what happened from that is he's obviously gone back and spoken to someone else, and someone else has spoken to someone else, and that's how the promoter actually then approached me. So I only ever actually approached Jake with this, and it's gone from Jake to the promoter with the whole show, and then that other mate of mine that I haven't spoken to in a couple of years, the boxer, has then also heard through them. So that just proves the network effect by just getting that one or two people to learn about it and to understand it, and just the word of mouth is insane. They talk, man. Gyms are like a social place. People go to a gym to hang out. They like to talk. They like to learn things. They like to get along with. It's a social gathering as well as training. You know what I mean? So they do talk. Everything.
Hey, I've got something to add to this subject, but I just want to say hi, everybody. So good to meet you all on the weekend, and I know you already covered it. And yeah, they're having a Sydney meetup on the 12th of March, so that's going to be a lot of fun as well. It'll be at Circular Quay at a bar. They're trying to lock that in. But I met a lady called Hex Spaniels at the Melbourne meetup, and her brother is actually a caddy for a professional golfer, and like he's world famous. So she wants to get some Hex hats so he can wear them. So that's, just another thing. Hexicans are really getting it out there in their own little way.
We might have some goodies coming.
Hey, and Sammy, by the way, Sammy, you did a great job organising that thing. I just wanted to thank you for putting all that effort in and doing that. And you also had little surprise baggies to give people. My kids enjoyed eating those things. Little chocolates.
That could have got interpreted the wrong way.
They love bags of kidneys, Sammy.
Listen, let's get our minds out of the gutter. It's the little bags of chocolates, like those little
lolly bags. You've got to say lolly bags.
Lolly bags. No, they loved it.
It was really cool, really good day. We went out for dinner. Me and uNrekt, Pyrate, and Extrovert went out and had Korean chicken and beer for dinner. That was nice.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was fun.
And
a lot of fun.
I just want to also shout out to everyone from the meetup who's in the chat, and all the people who weren't at the meetup who are in the chat, like people like Hexican Girl, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Sister right there, and we've got Dingo Wolf, we've got Archie S, we've got I always mess up this name, Buck Fut.
We try to catch up, meet as many people in the face as we could. Yeah.
Mango Junkie. Yep. What's the other one? I missed someone. IB19 or something. Yeah. JFK 666. Some of the regulars there. So shout out to all you guys.
Smash likes, share, subscribe, all of that YouTube algorithm stuff like that we're trying to obviously get the outbound messaging right for Hex and putting it out there. Just this is a financial instrument that can set you free. It's a product that is a true innovation that the world has never seen before. So this is it. This is the real deal.
And if you support what we're doing by being on stream and talking about Hex and all things associated, then just give that like button a click, all right? Because we like to get those likes up there.
Yep.
Even if you don't like it, just like it anyway. Hit the like.
Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything to like it. give it a little tickle.
Right. It's free. It's free to a good home, isn't it?
Hey, if you legitimately don't like it, you can click the dislike button. I've heard that does good things as well. I've heard that the controversy is good for the algorithm. So, just do what you feel. Just click something.
Just do something.
Just do something. Exactly.
Be involved. Get involved, eh?
So, on that note, Sammy, let's do what we do every week.
All right, cool.
Lots of plum trees, a sheep, a tuak, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back.
That's a knife. All I had was me undies on.
Hey, so the Hexagon of the week this week is the awesome Mayo. So I'm glad you're on stream tonight.
Oh, wow.
Yay. Well done, mate.
Yeah, mate. Well done.
Hexagon of the week.
What a legend. Legend.
Thanks, guys.
Hexagon legend.
With Jake One, with the world champion boxer, DF and the late sponsoring and supporting Jake One, and Jake will have his first appearance very on DS. Okay, this is a really lovely Valentine's Day, which was awesome, and we know what else you were going to so
Yep.
Hey, Sammy, I think your internet is it's not good. It's not good.
It's terrible, isn't it?
It's fully feral.
Typical Aussie internet.
Bush pig feral.
Well, I'm keen.
Hey,
I'm going to get motivated now. I'm going to get back on the bike on that note and get back into it. What do you reckon? If the boys are
go for it, mate.
Jake London and Mayo to start, getting on that I'll get back on the bike, go out and slaughter a few cane toads.
Isn't that an electric bike? Isn't it electric?
Listen, mate, I'm back on the bike. That's the main thing.
Remember the Mr. Garrison bike? It's not like that, is it? With the green dildo on it?
No, it's shit off a stick, mate. I'm telling you now. I feel like I'm having my second childhood. This thing is just the cat's meow. I'm telling you. So much fun. It's the most fun you can have with your clothes on, I've got to say, riding the bike. I love it. But anyway,
just out of interest, uNrekt, how fast does that thing go?
Well, just on the flat, you can it's governed as actually it's almost like 5 gears. You got a little throttle and it's pedal assist as well, and mate, it just pings to like 35 k's an hour. So I could ride the front of a Peloton, I just stir them up. So I'll be riding along like an armchair and wheels like this, and there'll be all these old guys just killing themselves like mammals, just busting out. I was like, hey, yeah, mate, I'll have a girl on the back as well. It's like you can double it, and it's so much fun, man. I'm telling you. Yeah. I was going the other day, and
shout out to
and a crab.
Shout out for the super chat to Buckfart for $30.99. Sydney Hex meetup March the 12th. Also, Maritz is wrong. What's Maritz wrong about? Someone tell me. I remember Maritz was one of the guys in one of the chats. What was he wrong about? That's not the first time I've heard that.
He thought it was why the dip. He thought that he was at Hex Bears where he thought that it was going to go down. The price was.
He thought it was going to drop. They thought it was going to go down to
1.18 or something. Yeah.
They thought it was going to go down to 0.0. Yeah. To point like to a 1/10 of a cent or something. They thought it was going to go down.
Like 0.0001 or something like that.
They did.
Those were the
they
days.
fucked up. They fucked up. Whoever was listening to those guys fucked up bad. Can you imagine if you're waiting for 0.001? Now we're at 20 cents. Oh man, that's like, what is that? The 200x?
The journey of Hex.
0.00.
Let's get on to Hex, shall we? Tangent's been quiet. Tangent been too quiet there. What's going on?
Sorry, just before we move on, just all those super chats that come in, guys. That is what's been paying for things like this sponsorship. Okay, so once YouTube takes their cut, and the DS crew are left with all the generous support that's come through from everyone in the community. That's where some of these funds are going, is to these sorts of sponsorships. So it's you guys out there in the community that are doing those super chats. That's what is enabling this sort of funding to take place, and so that's where your dollars are going. They're going straight back into the community.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to
that's
everyone
an important
as well.
thing for getting it out there too. That's the important reason why we're trying to push this out. You know, like get the word out. The power of numbers.
And it's important.
Power of people.
It's an important way to punch through as well, because so much of crypto advertising is not allowed on many platforms, and so the places where we actually can advertise are incredibly limited. And so this is a beautiful way to marry this punching through into actual people, eyeballs in front of people. Plus you're giving these sports people, who are out there doing it hard, living their dreams, and then you're supporting them. It's just a beautiful marriage, I reckon. And I think it's going to come to a lot of fruition, because people know that, especially fighting, there's something so genuine about fighting. You can't fake it. You know what I mean? That's just, and fighters are known as genuine people. No BS people, And so
Bloobum's never seen WWF.
Mate,
I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding.
You have a face.
I'm that old.
And you have a heel.
I'm that old. I'm that old where people were debating whether it was real or not. Quite seriously.
Yeah.
I remember as kids, I definitely had friends that thought it was real.
Mate, I wanted to believe it was real. I love some of those rock and roll wrestlers. They're my favourite. They're like my heroes.
If you've ever seen Mick Foley jump off a cage and land on a fucking desk, if you've ever seen that guy, if you've ever seen Mick Foley do that, you know that shit can't be faked. What that guy did, that shit is not fake. I don't give a fuck, man.
Actually, Mayo, I'd love to.
Hey, you leave a bag of X on the bottom. I'll do whatever you want. That's to a table.
Mayo, I'd love to ask you, as someone who knows the fight,
I'm going to bring that up,
or been involved in it, as someone who's been involved in the fight business. There's the side of it which is obviously just the the proper competition, serious, full on, and all that kind of thing. But there's this other side of it which is just the theater of it. You know what I mean? People trying to promote fights, so they're creating drama and and stuff like that. What's your attitude towards that side of it?
Well, I suppose at my level it was never really too much of a thing. I mean, you sort of, because it's not obviously as big with what we do here at the moment. But in saying that, if you actually get onto Jake's page at the moment, there is a bit of drama going on there. It is actually kicking off for this fight, and it's looking at opponents coming in for the next fight as well. So there is a lot of banter going on there on his Instagram and his athlete page, the Facebook athlete page of his.
Can we put those links up? Is that?
Yeah, we'll have to. I'll chase them up. Hang on.
Yeah.
You're going to be seeing and hearing a lot more of Jake on the social side of things as well, hopefully. So.
Yeah. So while we're on that subject, just so everyone knows as well, there will be an interview with Jake. Should be I believe it's this Friday, 7 or 8 p.m. Brisbane Sydney time, and that's going to be on Discourse Syndicate with the Joker. So it'll be similar to how we did the Jay Leon interview, but we'll be with Jake Lund, and he'll introduce him to all you guys, and whatever questions you got in the chat, feel free to ask, and also hopefully we can teach Jake a bit more about it. Yeah.
Yeah, the Jokers saved me a seat in the Arkham Asylum thing for the covered cell. So shout out to the Joker,
Can you
mate.
take your
Love your
bike in
streams. Love you. Love all your technicals. Yeah, as long as I can ride my bike, I'm happy. Basically, yeah. I've got a little secret back cave or something into that. Hey? Yeah. So it's good. We'll have to everyone tune into that. Yeah.
Yes, that'll be good. I might.
Very, very exciting.
I'll probably. Yeah, it'll be pretty good because I'll try and get some stuff of him training and stuff like that too, and we'll keep you all updated, and we'll have a bit of. I'm getting him to set up his Twitter. He doesn't have a Twitter, but we'll get him to set up a Twitter, and we'll try and get him a blue tick, and all his updates and how he does his fight camps, and even I'll try and get him to do his diets and things like that. So anyone that's looking to get a bit healthy and bit better diet can follow a fighter's diet, so to speak. So we'll see how that goes. We might even do some signed giveaways by him.
No, he might be eating like 3 chickens and 6 loaves of bread a day to build his weight up, mate.
Nah, no bread, mate. Can't have bread, no carbs like that. But yeah. So just things like that will be happening hopefully. So we're working on it. Get it organised.
Have you sussed out the Muay Thai scene in Thailand?
No, I was going to go over there years ago, but I've got 2 young daughters. So when I had the daughters, I bailed on that, and that's when Jake went over there. So, but Jake can tell you all about that. Jake was actually a Lumpini Stadium champ in Thailand as well. I forgot to mention that. So there, you can tell you all about that. I'm pretty sure you can look up the fights on YouTube. They're all there from a few years ago. Look up his name. There's plenty of highlight videos and stuff like that around. So we can share all that. I'll try and find his. Look at his athlete page.
And this works both ways, guys. Like Jake's, this is going to be good for his media presence as well. So we've got a bunch of Hexicans that can really pump his profile and get him some recognition. So yeah, don't be afraid to get on and show some support on his all his socials. Once we get all those plastered around the place, the more you support him, the more that comes back to you directly as well, or indirectly, I should say.
Also, got a question. There's a question in the chat here. How old are we allowed to ask that? I mean, normally that's not kind of PC asking someone's age these days, and particularly in the workplace. But you know what I mean, like these sorts of ethical, confidential issues like this. But like I suppose in a stat sense, when you're doing the lining up the bios and everything, you normally find out the fighter's age, don't you? So can we ask that question? I've shown it anyway.
I can't actually remember. He's mid to like mid-20s. Yeah, mid-20s. I can't remember the exact number off the top of my head.
He's in his prime. He's
in his prime. Put it this way. He's in his prime. He's had 46 fights, 40 wins, 16 by knockout. So that's really good.
It. Those are the numbers that matter.
That's his pro record. If you look at John Wayne Parr, who's
only one number that matters.
Number go up. That's all that matters. Fights go up. Numbers go up.
Precisely.
So on average, when do you reckon a fighter would retire?
So that's what I was just about to say. So if you look at John Wayne Parr, who's the biggest Westerner Muay Thai fighter in history, he's actually Australian, lives on the Gold Coast. He will probably be attending the show. He'll probably have fighters from his gym on the show that we are going to be at. So there's potential more eyes there. But he's 45, I think, from memory. He's had 150-ish fights off the top of my head. And he's talking about having his last fight very soon. So that gives you a bit of a figure.
Yep.
So
yeah, I did see something pop up about his last fight. So it'll be his retirement fight.
Yep. I'd love to somehow get involved with that. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
He's also been on the Joe Rogan show. They've actually spoken about Jake Lund on the Joe Rogan show. This is going back quite a few years now. But John Wayne Parr was on the Joe Rogan show, and they kind of spoke about Jake being the future John Wayne Parr of Australia. So, yeah.
Nice.
Sounds like
the reason why I asked about retirement age is as a fighter, you can only fight for so long.
Yep.
And what we see as a good marriage for these guys is staked hex when they're young, put in wallets for them. So when they do finish their career or when they're midway through their career, they can look back on this and watch it grow, and it's basically saving for the day when they do eventually retire. So I guess it's ensuring their future, because a lot of these guys put everything into their fighting and probably neglect some of the other financial parts of their life.
Yeah, it happens a lot. Yeah, with a lot of athletes, really, across all sports, doesn't it? So,
yeah, definitely. Yep.
Yeah.
I'd almost say even other things that are non-sporting, people just don't really focus on their finances. Most people just focus on other aspects of their life and don't really take financial stuff seriously.
Actors, musicians.
Like even lawyers and doctors and engineers, I think. Oh yeah, show us 43. Show us 43. Fire it.
Come on, man. 43's got that. That's the Undertaker.
Right,
Is it?
Give me a second. Okay, here we go. Check it out. Ready? Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, the Undertaker.
Dude, that's a big drop. Dude, that's high, man. That is high. Hang on, I've got another drop. I've got another angle for you. It's hang on, let me just bring it up for 1 second. Where is it? Dude, it's these guys. I mean, obviously it's all fake, right? But if they fall off something that high, that's legit. Hey, check this out.
Yeah.
Oh, good fall. That was a great fall.
Yeah, man. Gravity does not know.
Stage like that.
Yeah,
like gravity doesn't give a shit that they're playing around.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
It's just got to roll with it, eh?
That's it, man. It's about the roll.
Yeah. Physics, man.
Yeah. And a collapsible table helps.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about the story about when I went into I went into physics in grade 9 when I was in class? One of my good mates who I'm still friends with, and when I was like 14 years old, so that's about grade 9. And my mate was sitting beside me. We had this was probably like a proper lab. We're sitting at the lab table, and the teacher's up there, and he was like real official. He looked real. Had like the safari pants on and the white short sleeve sleeve, like long socks, being the lows or whatever. And my mate slides his physics books over and opens the page, and it's like this chick with her vagina like spread right open. I'd never seen like full open gash before me. I fucking was like, whoa, like, man, I learned some shit in physics, eh? But anyway.
Where did that story come out of?
Full spread.
It's just embedded in my brain for some reason forever.
You know what it reminded me of? Yeah. I once had a science teacher, and me and my mate were scuffing our shoes on the floor outside of science class, like just making black marks.
Yeah,
the science
teacher
opened the door and just went off at us. And I just remember the dribble. He had this dribble just hanging down, really touching the ground. He was so angry at us.
Hey, Jeff, I remember when I was young, I tried to do the old fire extinguisher on the rolly chair and shoot the fire extinguisher as a jet. It didn't work. I got in lots of trouble.
You got to try it,
I was just like, digress there. That was a tangent. I went on a bit of a tangent there because like we got tangent here. How's the charts going, mate? What's the we're going to move into TA now, but sorry, Jex, I didn't mean to digress there because what you're saying is really important. I really 100%, mate. Like,
I was done, mate.
You're full dollar on this stuff, mate. You're full dollar on this stuff.
But we did need a bit of light-hearted interlude there, so thanks for that. Tangent. Is there anything to actually report other than a flat line to
sideways?
Yes,
sideways.
Let's have the chart. The Hex chart. The journey of Hex so far, ladies and gentlemen. This
is the long-term chart.
Amazing journey. Amazing.
Uniswap V1. So we're actually back down on that line that we've been looking at, that we've been following. You know how we've been watching that super long-term trend line that some hexagons believe will be defended by the big man. And so that's interesting. We'll get to see once again. So assuming that is, if you believe that theory, if you assume that this trend line will hold, then this is actually an excellent time to buy Hex because it's effectively won't go any lower than that ever if the line holds. What else? Inverse head and shoulders forming up on Bitcoin and Ethereum because obviously their correlation's so high that what happens on one, the technical patterns are fairly similar. So you see this inverse head and shoulders on Bitcoin that's shaping up very nice. That pattern's basically completing now. Roughly now within the next sort of 4 hours, 8 hours, or whatever, that pattern should complete. Total.
What's your target on that one?
What do you think?
Well, the target of that pattern is 60K USD for Bitcoin. So, and obviously the reason I look at ETH and Bitcoin is because obviously the indication for the crypto market as a whole. So if that was to happen, everything's going to go up, including Hex and everything. And I would personally prefer Pulse to be launching into a bullish phase of the market than a bearish phase. This is total 2, which is all the market caps of all the cryptos excluding Bitcoin, and that thing's pumping at the moment, but still broadly in a descending channel. And that's really about it. I mean, I can pull up the other Hex chart, but yeah, you're right that generally speaking, there has been a lot of sideways action for all of crypto. Very frustrating, that's where the patience pays off. And we just have to see where it all goes. But I'm bullish at the moment. I'm short and long-term bullish and medium-term uncertain. Jexxa?
If I was to just going on the Bitcoin thing, I done a bit of TA last week and I said on the daily, I thought we were going to go down and test 40. I think we went down to about 41 or something like that. Then I thought maybe a play up to 50 might be on the cards, and then potentially another test back down, I think, and come down potentially as low as 30K.
That sounds very reasonable. I actually said on a stream that even if this pattern confirms, I do not expect it to rip straight to 60K. That is just something that would be, it just seems unrealistic. So, but we'll just have to see how that goes. And yeah. I think Hex is definitely overdue for a pump.
Yep. Yeah, now,
end of the month, you reckon?
Well, I don't know. We've got the sacrifice phase finishing on the 25th. That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
And also remember that the volume bonus part of the sacrifice phase ends at, I think, on the 21st. And so that's the one.
Right, okay.
If you believe in whales suppressing the price to protect their volume bonus, they only need to do that until the 21st, not until the 25th. So theoretically, as soon as the 21st comes, which is only about a week away, we could be seeing, just under a week now. We could be seeing, Sorry, you go.
Are people still sacrificing for PulseX?
I assume so. I can look that up.
I think it's slowed right down, but I think there's dribs and drabs.
Actually, just to let you know, Cabby's just mentioned it's $10 for a Uniswap fee at the moment. So very cheap gas prices right at the moment.
It's funny. Something's happened on the network over the last few days where the network activity has just dropped right off.
Yeah.
I actually heard something about Vitalik doing something that was meant to reduce. I didn't pay a proper attention to it, but there was something was done that was designed to reduce fees or something.
Really? Wouldn't there have to be a hard fork?
Yeah, I wish I could remember. It was part of like a news thing where they were just like ripping through like lots of different things that had happened, and so I can't remember the exact wording that they used. But I'll try and look it up.
Did you guys notice that BlockFi came up with a deal with the SEC? They're going to pay them $100 million, and SEC aren't going to go after them.
I did see that.
Pay to play, isn't it?
Yes, I did see that.
So it's basically do whatever you like, as long as you're prepared for the slap on the wrist.
Yeah. Oh yeah, guys, it's this call data limit. Call data limit per block. I don't understand how it works, but apparently it's something that reduces fees.
Well, I thought they'd need a hard fork to change anything. They can just change something. Crazy.
Or just it's all, as long as all the miners agree, then they just upgrade their code.
Yeah, it could be a soft fork rather than a hard fork.
Even so, you think you'd hear more about it and like planning for it and debate and blah blah blah. Oh well.
So
Weird world.
to do an all-time high every 6 months, and we're not far away from that, are we?
Well, I mean, these are all averages, and you don't take them as gospel. But we on average, Hex was doubling every, I think it was 60 odd days, somewhere between 50 and 60 odd days. Obviously, you have periods where it doubles in 2 days, and then you have periods where it goes sideways for 3 months. So the comment that Richard made was Hex has never taken longer than 6 months to do an all-time high. So, and I think I drew that out on a chart that I put out on Twitter somewhere, and I can't remember where that got us to now. I'd have to let me have a look. While we're talking, I'll go back and have a look and see what sort of date that put us at. But that's just guesstimations, like it's not written in law.
Yeah. And how those borrowers still solid?
Yeah, I don't think it's gone anywhere.
Yes, yeah, they're legit.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
But remember, Sammy, now we're actually inside the buy. Like, so when the price drops into the wall, then that means that some of that massive bid support actually becomes resistance above. So at the moment, we're actually think of us as being in the wall.
Can I just provide some factual, educational information just for the audience who's out there? If you're watching this and you're tuning in for the first time, your interest is determined by the quantity of T-shares that you own. The T-shares are fixed for any given stake and expire when the stake ends. The daily payout per T-share fluctuates every single day for the life of the stake. Okay, the base payout is at the moment around about 6 T-shares. Penalties make the number go higher, and T-shares are deflationary. So the base number will go up over time since less T-shares in existence. So each share gets more Hex. You don't know what your interest will be in 15 years, but you can make an ultra-conservative projection by following the equation 6 times the T-shares times 5,555 days. The most powerful aspect of the accrued interest is that it captures all of the USD price appreciation for the length of the stake. There you go. So just a shout out there to the Hex audit. Some of the brains in Hex crypto in the community. I've never met a smarter group of people, and thank you for that. Just a little quote there from Gunther.
And I would, the comment I'd make on that is I think that would be on the minimum side, unless something dramatic changes in the system.
What do you think? If you think, like, a lot of people don't understand the T-shares yet, right? If you put it really simply, so say, right, what are we getting today? 6 Hex per T-share, I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah, around there.
So if we say, right, you have a 555 stake. I heard someone else talking about this, I think. But basically, you can do some basic math. So you're going to get the fork double. So you're going to have 2 lots of T-shares doing the same math. And then let's just say, for example, right, the T-share rate goes up to, say, 50 Hex a day. So what do you think the price is going to do in 15 years times 50 times 365?
A lot.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if I said that simply enough or explained that right, but there's some basic math there.
I think anyone that understands T-shares would have got it. Anyone that's still coming to grips with it, probably not. It takes a couple of months to get your head around this. So we've probably got a lot of, I would say the majority of people on our chat or in our chat and watching have probably been around a little bit and understand T-shares. For anyone that hasn't, don't feel bad if that didn't make any sense. It does take a couple of months to get your head around what a T-share really is and the importance of it. So don't be too hard on yourself. But the good thing is there's plenty of education out there now, so you can get up to speed pretty quickly. Back in the day, everyone had to fumble their way around, and there was a lot of conjecture and debate and reading of the layman's guide to try and figure out what it all meant and how it all worked. But now you've got charts like this that show it for you really well.
Yeah, it's great data set. There's so much great data. Yep.
Yeah, if you don't understand the T-shares, make that a priority to learn how T-shares work. If you need help, DM me, man. DM me on Twitter. I'm happy to help. There's plenty of links, plenty of videos.
And Hex.com as well is where you can get like the comparison to where that basically the T-share is equivalent to being handed all the mining equipment and everything from if you were in Bitcoin. So
well, that's a good analogy, isn't it? You could say your T-share is basically your mining computer.
A money printer. It's a money printer. Yep. Prints the money on the daily.
Yeah.
And that's the innovation that all those calculations, that high-end advanced mathematical calculations are being done by this network, on this network or the substrate, by the Hex smart contract in real time around the world with millions of people. But at the moment, there's 100,000 stakers, maybe 300,000 wallets. That's a drop in the ocean to what this could mean for the world. You know?
Check how many stakers we've got recently.
There's a lot of room for growth. A lot of room for growth there.
It's around 80,000, I think.
What are your thoughts on once PulseChain launches to take off, which could take a little bit of time, and a lot of people putting profits back into Hex? I mean, well, I was thinking today, a really good strategy would be to put that money in Hex. I mean, you could just live off the interest alone. I was looking at like out $1 million for 3 months or 6 months. 3 months you could have made today's price is about 20, 6 months about 50, and that's just the interest. I mean, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, Sammy, I absolutely think that will happen because Bitcoin OGs used to do that. Play alts and then put the profits back into Bitcoin. And so I think Hex effectively will form that function as the place that people will go back to store their value once they've made gains. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I think that will happen. I think that will absolutely happen.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, very interesting stuff, isn't it? It's exciting. What a journey.
I mean, when you think about it, if you would do it, like if you think you would do it, then there would be other people who would also do it. Do you know what I mean? Because what other asset are you going to go to as your store, other than something? If you wanted to do something that was stable, it would effectively be a stable coin or Hex. Really, yeah.
Hex works great. Hex is just 100% uptime, triple audited security, peace of mind, your own self-sovereignty. It aligns with the true ethos of what crypto is all about. It pays homage to Bitcoin, and look, hey, how good is it? I mean, I'm feeling like I might be bitch tits of the week, but I don't know.
Okay, so just quickly before we move on, that comment that Sammy and I were talking about the buy wall. Can you just flick that chart back up? This back up. So, Sammy, this is what I mean when I say that the price is in the wall now. So when the price was here at sort of like just over 21 cents, the wall was installed. But as the price moves down into the wall, unless the person who has the control of that liquidity removes these bars here, then the price has to fight its way back through. Like basically all of this Hex has to be rebought because now it has become resistance. Like it has become effectively asks within the liquidity pool. So it's fine. It's not a disaster, but it would, in terms of price moonage, it's better when the price is either up here above the wall or if these bars were to be removed by whoever has control over that LP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Haley, I'm satisfied we've entered a bear market.
No, that's not my opinion. I'm still bullish on crypto in general. So I know that's like a contrarian opinion to most people. Most people think we're bear now. I'm still bullish.
Yeah,
I'm still bullish. Did you guys? I don't know if you guys saw. I think I put it in the chat. There was 24 hours where the amount of news that came out that was just insanely bullish for crypto was just like rapid fire. It was ridiculous. It was just like one after the other. It was like Russia acknowledges Bitcoin as a currency. This happened. Like it was just insane. Where if anyone, although I will admit, sometimes that actually is what indicates that you are in a bear or crab market. Is when news that bullish comes out and it doesn't send the price immediately to like, over $100,000 US, then you could argue that actually is a bearish sign. But I just think that these things are so massive that it's more like that perhaps with a delay, we will see just absolute madness.
I mean, with all those legit confirmed stories, because you got to remember who's behind pumping all this crap out, and they'll just churn out shit to try and get things to move, or like the quality of the journalism. I guess what I'm saying is the quality of the journalism in crypto is a little bit suspect.
So did you guys hear about the Hex community?
Did you guys hear about what happened?
Go to the source.
Did you guys hear about what's going on in Canada with? Yeah, Mayo. That's they seem to be going pretty hard on crypto because, to give people a bit of background, they've got the whole trucker thing going on over there. So the truckers and a lot of people in Canada are unhappy with mask mandates and vaccine mandates and things like that. And they've protested and basically blockaded Ottawa, and they're stopping the flow of, they're protesting basically. And the government there, led by Justin Trudeau, are doing whatever they can to, stop them from, getting this moral victory. And one of the things that happened was there was a GoFundMe campaign, which GoFundMe, in collusion, I believe, with the government, actually confiscated the funds that had been donated by people.
No, they didn't confiscate them. They were going to. They said they didn't confiscate them. They just they didn't freeze them. They were going to pay them back. And if the people who didn't say that they wanted it back, they were going to give it to other charities of their choice. Approved charities, yeah.
So if the funds were supposed to go,
but that's been backflipped. Listen to me. But that's been backflipped on, and a number of states started suing GoFundMe. So then they went to another service, which was a GoSend or something. I can't remember exactly. Give GoSend.
Have the funds gone to the?
Listen, wait, and listen, and those, and from there, those they were hacked, and all of the details of everybody who gave them funding was leaked out publicly. All their email addresses, all their phone numbers, all their usernames, and all that kind of stuff.
Has the money gone to the truckers?
Well, what they did was they've also set up crypto ways of doing it.
It's a question. Has the money gone to the truckers? No.
The answer is no, isn't it? Yeah.
So it got confiscated. It didn't go where it was supposed to go. It got confiscated.
Yeah, it didn't get confiscated. It was given back to the people who were.
It was blocked. It was blocked.
It was blocked from getting to them. That's not confiscated. But yeah, I understand.
So that is what it is. It's confiscated. They stopped the money from going where it was supposed to go. They confiscated it.
No. Well, you can ask for they take possession of it.
They have taken possession of it because they're not letting it go where the people who donated it. Well, maybe
it's going back to the people who donated it.
Only under massive social pressure did they return the funds to those who donated it.
Yeah, so they haven't done,
and also legal pressure. They're being sued by a couple of states auditors generals in the states.
Yes.
The point I'm getting at here, Bluey. The point I'm getting at here, and I'm using the word confiscated, is because those people wanted those funds to go to the truckers, right? They thought that system would allow the funds going to the truckers. And the funds didn't go to the truckers, no matter what. The funds haven't gone to the truckers. So the only way to achieve that was through crypto, right? So what's going on now in Canada is they are creating laws that basically classifies crypto as terrorism. It associates it very
terrorist funding. Terrorist
funding. So the point I'm trying to make here is it's sneaky, it's dodgy play by a government. Trying to these people wanted to donate to that cause because they were protesting, and they've basically stopped the funds going where they wanted them to go. And this is what happens when you've got like centralized parties managing your money. You've got a bank account. Well, they can close your bank account. You send your funds to a centralized party. They can stop your funds going where you wanted those funds to go. So when I say confiscated, I mean confiscated. Like your funds are not going where you wanted them to go. They're going somewhere else. Maybe you can get them back, because you're going to get sued. They're going to get sued otherwise. But they've stepped in, and this is why crypto is so important. This exact reason. So no one can get in the way of you doing what you want with your money, right? So now they're trying to label it as they're trying to label this sort of stuff as terrorism. And I think they're going down a path, I think, which they probably shouldn't go down, right? Because it's the next thing that's going to happen is you're going to get other people saying, well, let's fund politicians with crypto. And I guarantee you that politicians are going to like that discussion. They're going to like that if we can fund them with crypto.
So just on that note as well, that Give Go Send, they also got blocked as well. So the government stepped in and put the rules on them as well. And then they came out with some weird statement where they were going to, I'm paraphrasing here, something along the lines of block all the exit points, and it was like they were going to try and attack crypto. And I just don't think they understand the way crypto works. The lady that came out and spoke about it, she was saying that they're going after crypto essentially, and I don't think they really get how that peer-to-peer nature of it works. But what they
never do, mate. They never do.
Yeah, but what they were angling at is the choke points. That's what they're going after.
Yeah.
So the sooner, I put this out in a tweet, the sooner we can get rid of those choke points, the better. And the only way we can get rid of choke points is adoption.
Yeah.
Once you don't have to use those traditional legacy rails and you can route around them, or
and the governments are fighting a losing battle on that because they haven't got a way to get around crypto because it's encrypted and it's decentralized. And look at the Assange DAO. Assange DAO raised over $55 million for him.
Wow,
and
it's a lot.
They're finding. Look, we're led by idiots. We're led by fools, idiots, dumb, ignorant people. Like, look what's happening and it's all over the world. Like, the same thing is happening in New Zealand, same thing is happening in Australia, same thing's happening in Belgium. There's trucker convoys popping up all over the place because they're seeing it's working in Canada. All the eyeballs are on Canada because that's where it's biggest at the moment. It's failing miserably there. The whole narrative is crumbling. Like, 100%. It's just a matter of time.
To me, it seems like Canada, out of all of them, has got the biggest dick. They've just got like this massive fucking cock. Like,
and I just saw beforehand, Ontario.
They took the crown. They took the crown away from Australia. Australia was the most
and they're falling as well.
Exactly.
Like, there are the provinces in Canada, their state their provinces. They're stopping mandates. Ontario just announced they're stopping the mandates. It's Queensland is just they're about to stop mandates now. Nevada has also. They're stopping mandates. Like, it's a domino effect. You can't, like, they've just got, no one believes the politicians anymore. It's all just crumbling. When we were down in Melbourne, no one gave a shit. No one gave a shit. Like, no mask. Yeah. Like, a few people were wearing masks. You know what I mean?
That's good, Bluey. That's good to see people getting on with their lives, living their lives, living their best lives.
People weren't asking for signing in and all that kind of thing. Like, maybe some places, but like in the main, people were just over it. People are done. They're just done.
Bluey, you and me went to the shopping centre. Sorry, who was that?
How good's What's what?
Have you got those headphones again, uNrekt?
Oh no, I don't know what's going on, man. We haven't got some technical issues, have we? Hope not.
I didn't hear it either.
When Bluey and me went to the we went to we went to the mall, and him and me were the only ones not wearing the mask.
That's true. Yeah.
Like we were the only people to.
But a lot of people wear them down. A lot of people wear them down.
They cover their chin.
What's the point? Like, they're not wearing it. Just take it off. Stand up for what you believe.
It's a symbolic thing. It's like, I don't want to get in trouble. That's what it is.
Louis, and before you on the plane in Queensland?
Nah.
Nothing.
We can't understand you, Sammy. It sounds terrible.
Oh, really?
I'll say this. Hexicans dance to the beat of their own drum, don't they? So, you know.
Damn right.
Hey, and speaking of someone who, does that on his own show every week on is Cabana Crypto.
Oh, we got Cabana Crypto in the chat.
Who was last week? Was it last week's bitch tit? Or a week before?
I have one of them.
Reigning
that's right.
Reigning bitch tit.
I'm sharing it with Hex and Excess, I think. So.
Hey, what happened to what happened to the mode?
Richard Hart's got the little bitch tits, hasn't he? Richard Hart's probably got one girl on one bitch tit and one girl on the other bitch tit.
Just sucking on it, you reckon?
Yeah. What were you saying, 43?
I was saying you had like a bit of a porno mode going on during the week. I was really hoping that you were going to bring it to the show, but
that was just me getting in character for my tutorial on how to watch the 500. But yeah, that was in the racing mode. But now I got to get it shaved off. I'm going to get a lot of sun here heading down in the next couple days. So actually, tomorrow.
That video was awesome, man.
Thank you.
Give us
that video was so useful.
Give us the down low on what's going on, because we don't know a bloody thing about NASCAR and what's going on. So what's the drill? When does it all start? How's it all work?
Car go around.
Yeah.
Cars go around in circles.
Really fast.
Yeah, so I guess everything on track activity starts tonight. So we have practices. I think it starts at like 5 p.m. So there's like 2 practices tonight. I'm actually just pulling it up here for my schedule. And then that pretty much the drivers are going to get the first feel for the cars. Are going to get it dialed in, or at least try to. And then their qualifying lap is tomorrow night at 8 o'clock here in the U.S. And that lap is important because that's actually kind of like a safety net or a fallback if you have trouble in the qualifying race, which is the next night, which is Thursday here in the U.S. So there are 6 cars that we are up against, 5 cars we're up against. So there's a group of 6. So what NASCAR will do is after everybody makes their qualifying laps tomorrow night, they're going to order them all the odd qualifiers, 1, 3, 5, 7. They're going to line up in the first qualifying race, and all the evens, 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on, they'll line up in the second qualifying race. What's key about that for us is that there will be 3 cars of that open field who has yet to qualify in each race. So we're going to be racing guaranteed against 2 other cars to get in. If we beat those other 2 cars, those are the only 2 we have to worry about, then we're in. If not, then that's when the qualifying lap comes into play. Because if we have a good qualifying lap, we can fall back on that time for the last 2 slots. So I guess, long story short, tomorrow when we qualify, we don't want to be the 5th or 6th speed out of those 6 cars. We definitely want to be in the top 4. If we are 5th or 6th, we definitely have to race in the next day. So
okay, so there's a field of there's a lot more than 4 cars in the whole event. There's like 20, 30 cars on the track at once or something, isn't there?
Yeah, the entire field. There's 40 cars in the field that will start on Sunday in the Daytona 500. There are 42 cars entered. So what I was talking about was pretty much the cars that we are against to even get in the race. So there are 36 cars that are locked in to the Daytona 500. They're just charter teams. They're locked in. So that means there's 4 open spots for 6 cars competing for them. So we have, a couple of really experienced drivers. We got Floyd Mayweather's team. Where it's going to be it's going to be tough. It's not easy. Plus wild cards with wrecks, crashes, equipment. So it's going to be an exciting next couple of days for sure.
Okay, so it's not a done deal. You've got to work hard just to get into the actual event.
Yes, absolutely. For us, yep, because we're not locked in. Our deal came together late, very fast, within 5 days. But it was late. It was one of those deals to where they were, everybody knows that there are 40 cars entered, and around the time I think that we got the message, I guess Agape did, from JJ Yaley's team, there were probably about 38 teams entered, and you have the same thing occurring with a few of these teams. It's like, oh, well, there's only 38 teams. If we just enter, we can get into the race. And of course, 4 teams came in pretty much at the very end, and now 2 are going to be eliminated. So that's the way that went.
So it's if you get the fastest lap, is it? That's how you qualify. You just have to do one really fast lap, or is it the overall kind of thing?
Yeah, there's pretty much 2 races going on in a sense for this qualifying. The one that I keep referring to with the 6 cars, we're a group of 6 cars that are trying to get those last 4 slots. But when they do qualifying tomorrow night, that all 42 cars will put down a lap, and then the top 2 cars, fastest out of all 42, they're set. That they're the starting row of the Daytona 500. So they're locked in.
So these guys are.
So we could end up on starting row.
These guys are racing for pole position. So they're racing for pole position in all of these qualifiers.
Yes.
What's the sports?
Well, not necessarily. They can qualify for the pole position tomorrow night with the lap. Just the 2 cars. The top 2 cars will get in on speed. That will be the front row. So that'll be your pole position for the Daytona 500. The rest of those 34, they'll be locked in, but they'll have to race for positioning the next night. And then we are also racing, for that positioning as well.
That's incredible.
And so is it one of those things like in Formula One where they go into the pit stop and everyone has to kind of like the team has to get them in and out really quickly?
Yep, that could very well happen as well. So there's going to be pit stops on Thursday night. It's like a regular race except a much condensed version of it. So I think it's about 60 laps each race.
It's a one-time
spectacle.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's a one-time race. So you do the 60 laps, and that's the event done and dusted. There's no other follow-on circuits they go to or anything like that.
Well, just for qualifying, so the order is lay down your single lap car time Wednesday night, and then Thursday night they're the 2 qualifying races. So the odd number of qualifiers will go in the first, the even will go in the second. Each race is 60 laps, and we'll know then if we're in or not. So
is NASCAR known?
Sorry, did you say each one of those qualifiers is 60 laps?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, there's 2 races, 60 laps.
Yeah, right.
What's the average time of a lap?
Daytona, I think it's around less than 50 seconds.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And it's 2.5 miles. So, yeah.
Is this a circle, is it? Is there turns and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's a giant oval. Yep.
Oh, okay. And
it's
really, lots of
really
crashes?
high banks. If you've ever been to the track, it's something to see just from the outside because you're standing outside of one of the turns and it's literally stories in the air. You look up the banking. It's that steep.
So is it known for lots of crashes, NASCAR?
Yes. This race especially because the horsepower in these engines, if they weren't limited, they would probably be running 215, 220, maybe even more than that miles per hour. And then for safety reasons, they've seen cars flip and go almost into the stands and the catch fence and whatnot, really violent wrecks. So they've tried to minimize that over the years. So to minimize that, they've done what's called restrictor plate engines. And that restrictor plate goes on the carburetor and it makes the the fuel intake, I guess, for lack of a better term, smaller. There's a smaller portion for that, so it minimizes the horsepower just a bit. But every car pretty has that same horsepower, so they can't get away from each other at these tracks, Daytona and Talladega. So what happens is, to get around your fastest lap, you are required, pretty much not required, but to do it, you have to race around other cars to break the draft, or to get into a draft. And that car before you breaks open a wind tunnel, so to speak, and you follow in. That's the fastest way around. So you're going to see.
So they try to get really. So they try to get behind the one car and then pass them really quickly.
Yep.
Yeah, it's cool.
And
it's
you're going to see
drafting, save energy, save fuel, save it.
Wow.
It's efficient to draft. It's drafting.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of skill, masses of skill.
It's very, very, very. It's like
but
you're
at
on
the
the
same
limit
time,
the whole time. So it's be terrifying in one of those cars. Can you imagine sitting in one of those cars? How terrifying it would be.
Yeah. At the same time,
anyway,
it's like if somebody makes a mistake, then that's how half the field can just get taken out with a crash. Even a tire blown, or a driver cutting down and thinking he's clear on the inside, and he gets clipped and he just spins up and collects 15, 20 cars. So
do that thing that Aussie ice skater did to get the gold medal.
Was it Justin Bradley or
Stephen Bradbury?
Last man standing. I think they call himself.
Hey, if we go back to the drafting,
Americans weren't too happy about him winning that. But anyway,
are all the shells and all are they carbon fiber? Are they all the same design? Like, do they go through a wind tunnel in development to get the wind pattern over them to hold them down?
Yep, they're all pretty. I mean, they have manufacturers, so Ford, Chevrolet, Toyota, but pretty much any more, that's just the motor. The cosmetics are very near the same just because of competition. They'll do the paint schemes and the headlights, fake headlights, to mimic the fronts and backs of the cars. But really, when it comes down to the manufacturer, it's more so the inside, the engine anymore.
Yeah, so they don't do too much with the cosmetics and the wind tunnels and stuff like that. It's just a generic sort of.
Well, the teams will try to get every possible
bit of downdraft.
Yeah. Fraction that they can, but within the confines of the rules. So before every qualifying lap, they're going to have to go through an inspection process, and you have to get cleared by NASCAR in order to take to the track for a time lap.
I don't know NASCAR, so to speak, but I've been involved in quite a lot of drifting stuff here in Australia. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How many gears do they have?
Mr. Cabana.
Hey, good to see you. Hi. Caption this.
Mate, what happened to the Dirty Sanchez, mate? Like, normally I would see with the big Ned Kelly beard, and you're like, hey,
I should have kept it with all the requests I've been getting. So yeah.
Give me a week and I'll have a curly one, I reckon.
There you go.
How many gears do they have, Cabana?
Oh, shoot. I don't even know. You really here, you don't really need to shift if you're only if you're coming into the pits and getting out. Otherwise, it's just wide open, because once you get up to speed, you don't need to shift. You're just along for the ride at that point.
For the Australian crowd, do we know where we can actually watch this thing? Has anyone bothered to check?
I had a link in the video I put. I think the site is watchdaytona500.com. That just as a resource. I haven't looked into all the options there, but yeah, watchdaytona500.com. So it might have some options for outside the states there towards the bottom.
So how many hexagons do you reckon you're gonna? Do you think you're gonna get going along there?
Oh, I don't know. There's a small hexagon Telegram group, and it's got, I think, close to 100 people in it. So just with them, and I guess perhaps guests and whatnot, I'm hoping at least hundreds maybe by the time word gets out. That's just people in Telegram. I know Motley, the guys from Crypto Spybook, along with Agape Hex, who helped put all this together. They're all going to be there. So I've been getting messages, questions about, driving to the track and things like that, where to park and stuff like that from those I don't normally speak to. I'm like, okay, cool. I might be getting to meet a lot of hexagons here that I haven't already met before. So it's exciting.
Awesome.
Kudos,
Hey,
man.
uNrekt,
Kudos, man.
mate? uNrekt, tell me, mate.
That's exciting.
You have to tell me, uNrekt. You have to tell me why did you want to get that photo off the screen, mate? That was a great example of you shilling Hex. A great example of what every Hexican should be doing. When you see a pretty girl, you walk up to her and say, "Hey, Hex.com made me a billionaire. Want to go for a shag?" But how'd that go for you, mate?
It went really wonderful. Yeah, she's very, very, very nice young lady, and we had a good conversation about. And I got the opportunity to present Hex to her, and she was all ears. So what can I say?
Is that all you presented to her, or?
So what you're telling me? This person wasn't a Hexican. So this person wasn't a Hexican. This is someone random you've walked up to.
Yeah, she was rather nice, very attractive. She caught my eye, and I noticed that she gave me eye contact, and so we were like locking, and so and I went over and had a chat to her. And
I've got to say, uNrekt,
and what?
You're pretty funky with your clothes, aren't you, mate? You got a bit of sense of style there. I don't think I could rock a rag on my head, but you managed to pull it off.
Yeah, well,
he did.
I noticed there's a few comments about that. What's he wearing on his head? You know, it's better than wearing a face nappy, isn't it? It's better than a fucking face nappy, hey? Isn't it? Won't be wearing one of those anytime soon.
No, I got to say, no, you do. Like you had a pretty cool seat and everything. You're looking pretty classy, man.
Styling.
Look, the thing is, right, success breeds success, and it's like, as you said about those interpersonal meeting people, I met some great people, and actually I met a couple of really, really good Hexicans that spoke very highly of you, Jexxa, and kudos to you, man, because I've got to say, the best thing about being a Hexican is not the mad gains, it's about the people that you've helped to actually break free from, I guess, the lashes or the constraints of, being free to believe and believe in yourself and follow your dreams and let your beautiful dreams come true. That's all it is. Like that feels better than me being like like yourself. There's no point doing it on your own. Like it's this community, the comradeship, the mateship, and all of the things that we love and hold dear to us. Sharing that with others is where it's at for me. I get a lot out of that, and I know it does sort of like make you feel good, like I suppose.
Thanks for the kind words, but that was just on what you said then, uNrekt, because I totally agree with you. When we had our first meetup over in WA, and I think we had like 50 odd people roll up, which was awesome. But just to look across that crowd of people and a vast majority of that crowd, I know I had an impact in getting them involved in Hex, and either directly or indirectly through other friends. So it was really nice to actually see the effect you've had on a whole group of people like that. And Hex was at all-time highs at that point as well, so it was a pretty happy day.
I know. I know. Every people got in at 30 cents, and it was like, just be patient,
Yeah.
It's not timing the market; it's time in the market. Please remember that, folks. Yeah.
So, what are we looking at here? This is not the Canadian trucker thing, is it? This is something to do with NASCAR.
Yeah, these are the trucks and hauling the actual race cars entering Daytona overnight. So they're
there's some ex-crypto people there.
Are we going to have the Hex logo on one of these transportation trucks?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I was looking for it, but I was just trying to see if one of their cars or their haulers had any sort of stuff on it. It would be like MBM Motorsports, I think, is the hauler. But
okay,
I just thought I'd share that in the chat there. Just it's cool, they're there, and it all starts tonight. So with we'll see what we have. If we're like last in there, because the practice is they'll actually post the speeds on television to show you how fast they're running. So if we're last or something, that's not a good way to start. But if we're kind of like mid pack, I'll be thrilled. So we'll get an idea for how fast we are tonight.
For people who are not on your time zone, roughly, Give us like when you say tonight, how many hours from now, ballpark?
First practice is 10 hours from now.
10 hours, okay.
So
over here in Australia, maybe it's when we wake up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
10 hours from now is the first practice.
Nice.
And I see Mango Junkie's question in the chat. The network, pretty much all the activity leading up will be Fox Sports 1. And then the main race on Sunday, the Daytona 500, is going to be on Fox. But pretty much all activity before then is Fox Sports 1 here in the States.
I really recommend that people watch Cabana's video. It's got all this information in it and more presented in a very efficient way. It's an amazing video. It tells you information about NASCAR that you probably don't already know, that you probably don't know, especially if you're a first-time viewer, and where you can try and watch it internationally. All the questions that have been asked here are answered in that video. It's very good.
Thanks, Tangent. I appreciate it. Yeah, and that's kind of why I put it together, because we have so many new eyeballs on this. I've heard from so many Hexicans. It's like, well, I've never watched a race before, never been interested, but I can't wait for this. I don't know what I'm going to be watching, but I can't wait for it. So I put together just like a kind of a little tutorial just to get you up to speed, and maybe it'll help the experience for those who aren't used to watching racing.
So we've had a bit of a night talking about eyeballs and reach and the marketing effect and the networking effect that we can get from this. So by all accounts, the actual event is completely sold out. Is that true?
Completely sold out. They're expecting 130 to 150,000 people in attendance. Nice. And that's for Sunday. And that's not even including, everything leading up to it. But this is for the Daytona 500, and could be 8 to 10 million viewers on television, maybe more. So yeah.
The other cars, do they normally are they also just sponsored? Shut up. Are they also sponsored just by like one kind of thing, or is it like kind of like covered in a whole lot of stuff?
I'll teach you how to sort them out.
Oh, good question.
And like I'm also just curious, like what kind of other companies or like what kind of other sponsorships do some of the other cars have? Some of the
let me see. I'm just punching up the
Jesus sponsors one of them. I found that out by accident. I
had to help you out there.
I tweeted out saying, "Why have religions not sponsored NASCAR ever
and
before?"
Jesus has.
And people were like, "Yo, there is a car that's like it's got the cross on the bonnet." And it's
I sent you that. Yeah,
it's like a Jesus. Yeah, it's Cabana that answered and schooled me on. That religions have it's not just the cult of Hex. Religions have also used this advertising tactic.
Yeah, in terms of sponsors, I mean, 43. I put a link there in the chat that pretty much has the entire lineup. But I mean, they're going to have a lot of cars have one primary sponsor, but there are some as well that have different, say, 2 or 3 sponsors based upon financial reasons or. A bunch of different sponsors wanted to combine and, put their finances together to get on a car. So, there's everything from a lot of them are going to be, good old boy companies. So, Bass Pro Shops and car related things, motor oil and auto parts. But there's some corporate-y like
FedEx.
McDonald's, FedEx,
things
like that.
Big boys' toys, basically.
Yep.
Pit Viper sunglasses. Wow.
Yeah. Hey, Bluey, I had an idea for a new segment for our show. Like all our segments that we do just happen organically.
I'm talking to Bluey.
Right?
He's just a blowing. I'm the host of the show, mate. Who are you talking to? Be careful.
Okay.
Right. Calm down, Trudeau.
Don't start with me, mate. All right. We can take everyone down.
We're playing fucking Restream musical chairs here.
Righto.
Wait, shut up with that reminds me.
Hang on. Let me just. I had an idea. Bluey, I think like we've got to have a segment for you. We've got one for Sammy. We've got one like bitch tits for Jexxa. I think you should have a segment called "Shut Up," like where, dude, you should just. It's where we just come up with like you come up with something.
I want to talk about the head drop
someone.
Come on, the head drop.
No, you just bring up some
collider segment, eh?
Hey, Bluey, can you tell uNrekt to shut up for a second?
And he's allowed to drop in at any time. He's allowed to just drop in at any time during the stream for that segment. It's like he just cuts in at any time. He's just like, shut the fuck up. This is what we're doing now.
Yeah.
One shut up free card.
I reckon that'd be a good segment, mate. Like Bluey says, shut up. I'll do you an intro. And everything, man. It would be good.
So have a big intro.
Like Dave Chappelle wrap it up box. We need a Dave Chappelle wrap it up box. We absolutely need that.
What's that?
The Dave Chappelle wrap it up box. It's like a box that you press when you want someone to wind up what they're saying. It's like wrap it up, G.
Bro, we've just got the Justin Timberlake dick in the box. That's all we have.
One, cut a hole in the box. Two, open the box. That's timeless. Yeah.
Oh man,
I have no idea what you're referencing.
No, dude, type dick in the box in YouTube.
Actually, it was one, put a hole in the box. Two, put your junk in the box. Three, have her open the box. And that's the way you do it.
Dude, that was about 20 years ago, by the way. Like,
ladies and gentlemen.
Are you serious?
That was a while back.
Surely not.
When was it? When was Dick in the Box? Come on, chat, fact checks.
That's right.
Fact check for us. When was Dick in the Box? What year?
Wow.
It was ages ago.
Hectic. That's hectic.
It was a long time ago, man.
Wait, when you guys started fighting over like kicking people out of the chat and stuff, do you guys remember on MIRC that you could, if you got admin status, you could have these bots that would run on your client that would take over the channel? So it would like de-admin all the other admins and then boot everyone out of the channel. Do you guys remember that?
What are you talking about?
What's MIRC? I'm the only legit nerd here. If you guys don't remember MIRC chat takeovers.
Yeah.
Wow. MTB Dirt.
I've never even heard of that chat.
IRC.
IRC I've heard of.
Yeah, so you would socially engineer. This is like early social engineering. You would socially engineer them to trust you into getting admin status within that chat, and then you would just click a button on your client that would just boot everyone out, like de-admin all the other admins, boot everyone out, and just take over the channel, lock it down.
Right.
Okay. Sounds like a good game.
When you say it was released in 2009, Mayo, was it really 2009?
Yeah, it's the song by Lonely Island, isn't it?
I was talking about the Lonely Island one. I was talking about the Lonely Island one, but I think maybe are you guys talking about something different? Their other shit is amazing as well. You guys have to go and see I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat. On the ground is the favorite.
I've got no idea what we're even talking about.
They're amazing.
We're talking about
so basically
Incredibad.
Nice place.
2009.
Nice box.
What was that one about? There was one that was
it's not gay if you're in a three-way. They've got that was another Timberlake one, I think.
Yes.
Mother lover, where they sleep.
Something in my pants. Something in my pants.
Jizz in my pants. Yes.
I just didn't want to say it. I just didn't want to say it on stream, man.
I do it every time as a green dildo.
We're talking about, of course, the greatest pump of all time, ladies and gentlemen, the Hex crypto. That's what we're here for. Okay, smashing the prom queens while you're looking through the mirror, in the window, and it's 100% uptime, triple audited. It is a true innovation in the crypto space. If you haven't heard of it and you're in crypto, then you're not doing it right. You should make sure you get across to hex.com and have a look at all the technical specs. And if you're into all there's a massive data set. There's a massive breadth of knowledge or body of knowledge in Hex now that you can basically really get stuff into wherever your areas of interest may lie. And there's something in Hex for everyone. It really is. I encourage you all to go and have a look at it. So, but that was very
what
funny.
were you saying about that Wrap It Up box, the Chappelle Wrap It Up box? What was that again?
I was just saying we need to get one. It's a Dave Chappelle skit where they basically have a box. If someone is taking too long to make their point, they have this box. They press it and it just plays music, and it's effectively like hurry the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's funny when Dave Chappelle does it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. I'd be clicking that every time uNrekt opens his mouth, man.
Hey. Oh, you wait, Joe. I'll come back down to Melbourne next time.
You know what we need to do? We need to have a
ring.
Hey, we're gonna have a meet up. I'm gonna take you to Jake's gym, and you can hop in the ring together.
Yeah. I want to see OG43 on uNrekt go at it.
Shit.
Dude, I will strangle. I better not say it on stream. I'll say it in the green room after what's going to happen. I'll tell you what's going to happen in that fight in the green room.
Oh.
You're gonna both be exhausted as soon as you throw one punch at each other.
Dude, what are you talking about?
I've been fighting in pubs and gutters for years. Don't you worry about that.
You guys are going to be wheezing and puffing within 20 seconds.
What the fuck? Bro, what are you talking about?
I
run fucking 20K a week.
I haven't had a fight for years, but I'll tell you what, mate, you and me, I'm ready. I was like... Dude,
I will fucking double leg take you down and fucking strangle you in
under
2 minutes. Under 2 minutes. Under 2 minutes, mate. Double leg takedown. Strangle you.
You're on. You are on, motherfucker.
We got to set this up.
I want to see this.
Yeah. All right, so what you got to do, 43, all you got to do is get yourself to Brisbane in March, and
come to the March show that we're doing, and maybe we could set up like a half-time show, and 2 Hexes get in the ring and do it.
Yeah. You guys can't afford me. You can't afford me.
Watch 43 put uNrekt out to sleep.
Oh, mate, I'll tell you what. Make sure you wear your clown boots as well, and your big red curly wig, and your plumber's outfit.
All right, so we've got our reigning champ on this week. Well, was it equally shared, or did you take it out?
I shared a tit with Hex and Excess. So yes.
All right, so
I had
let's
one.
See how we're gone.
Yeah.
This week, pretty poor showing by everyone, to be honest. But
I can't even remember what I did.
But there was one person. Oh, this actually could be a draw again. No, I think we've got a clear winner. So if we can bring that up. Yeah, maybe. Good. So our winner this week is Jerry. I don't know if Jerry's in the chat on 19. Is that what we're calling it? So we've got a price of 19.7. So that would put him in the lead there, I'd say. So Jerry, if you're in the chat, yell out. Otherwise, it goes to Hex in Excess again. Closely followed by Sky Pilot. Dozer. And I don't know what you've done this week, but you blew it.
Young and Wild was actually in the zone again.
You reckon?
There's some people who are very, very close.
Yeah, everyone was really tight.
Every single week.
Was everyone going for high target?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm going large this week. I'm sending it. I'm sending it.
And an honourable mention to suck my bitch tits.
Do you guys remember that week that someone put like Tangent is a mad cunt or something like that?
That was you, wasn't it, Tangent?
What's that?
It was not me.
What's that? Black Swan on Black Swan on Black Swan. Have you seen that clip?
I wish.
Where he's like, Black Swan on Black Swan on Black Swan. Black Swan orgy, bitch. Hey.
I wish that I had thought to abuse the submission form in that way. I wish I had thought of that. That was genius.
Well, we had Novak Djokovic or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
he voted a couple of weeks ago when he was stuck in lockdown here. He had nothing else to do.
Oh yeah.
So what's
so we haven't got Jerry. He's not here.
Where's Jerry? Are you here, Jerry?
He's here. Yeah, he's woohooing. Yep, he's here.
Oh, nice,
well done, Jerry.
Congrats, mate.
Well done, Jerry.
Is that Jerry Lewis?
It is Jerry Lewis, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, spelled with a J, Jerry Lewis, though. But yeah, Jerry, well done, mate.
Congratulations. Bitch tit of the week.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's an honor.
All right. So do you want to send out the link for the site so you can go and vote for next week?
Yep. Here we go. So, guys, if you want to go vote for next week's Bitch Tit of the Week title, just go to www.titbit.ch and submit your vote. It's a very easy process. Go to the website, scroll down, click on vote. It will take you to a Google Forms page where you can enter in the details.
Well done, Jerry.
I'm going large. I'm going so large. Because remember, it's going to be in a week's time. It's going to be a day after the bonding curve thing ends for the sacrifice.
Do you think that Do you think the price is actually being pushed down though?
It seems like it is. Like it just seems like that's what happened in the last sacrifice, in the pulse sacrifice phase, and then again. Like it's a bit of a coincidence, right? That the price gets suppressed and goes sideways to down throughout pretty much the entirety of the time of the pulse sacrifice and this one.
Is it just due because there's a run up in expectation beforehand though? Or?
It could be. I mean, someone challenged me on Twitter saying, well, if that's the case, then show us on chain where these whales are actually actively suppressing the price. But I couldn't be fucked going and looking at on chain. So yeah, who knows? I thought that ice wall was just going to act like a launch pad to boost people's confidence and then boost the price. And it didn't. Not yet, anyway.
It almost seems to be functioning like a stock buyback if there's a certain entity that's buying it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that one.
I think once the actual fork, once we know that it's happening, and people know when it, roughly when it's going to happen, I think it's probably going to get announced, and they'll say, "Oh, next couple of weeks" or something along those lines, and then people are going to ape in. They're just going to want to get their copy of Hex or their copy of whatever. I'm hoping for that anyway. I'm hoping that's what happens.
I mean, there's still people coming into the system. There's still more stakers, more holders, and all that kind of thing. It's just, it's slowly increasing every single day. It's just that people are selling into it at the
Hex
moment.
Daily Stats shows the number of new
I'm just
people.
looking at. Yeah.
Yep.
What are we doing? It's just been about sort of 500-700 people a day, and then we get sort of some larger days, smaller days. It's the numbers are trickling in into that Daily Stats site. Hey, Tangent.
Yep.
So I mean, it's all price positive in a broader sense. I mean, the world is our oyster, like.
I've never seen it negative. Have any of you ever seen it negative?
No. Nope.
What was that for?
I've never seen it negative in terms of
was that the change in stakers?
Delta. Yeah, the change in anything, holders, stakers, any of those stats.
It's pretty much always just growing. Yeah,
it's always growing.
It's going to be really interesting. Like 26th of Feb. So I know I go on about it a bit, but Hedron is launching 26th of Feb. I've always thought that's going to be rocket fuel for Hex. And it'd be very interesting to see what happens over that 100 days.
I don't think it will have an impact on price. Maybe down the years, decades, but at the moment, I don't think it'll have an impact.
Well,
on
one
price.
thing I'm going to look out for is like the increase in the a daily average stake, because people are going to be highly incentivized during that launch period to make Quattro Cincos. And I think there's a lot of people getting ready to make a ton of Quattro Cincos.
Do you think everyone's holding off until the fork before they commit to anything large in terms of time frames?
Well, I know the Hedron people aren't holding back at all.
Possible.
They want to get it all on both chains, you know what I mean?
Oh, no, but what I'm saying is, I'm not, regardless of the Hedron thing, just staking in general, at the moment, a lot of people are in a holding pattern waiting for the fork to happen, so they've got options on either side. So one they can send out as far as they want, the other they can do a different strategy. they don't know. There's uncertainty about what's going to happen. Is the price going to go up? Price going to go down? Like, there's a lot of uncertainty there. So people are leaving themselves in a position where they've got the most flexibility.
I'm an example of that, Jexxa, that I've been waiting for Pulse to launch so that I can have different strategies on each chain.
So you're probably staked, but you're probably not doing massive stakes. So you're giving yourself options. And I think there'd be a lot of people in that position. Maybe not with their whole bag, but definitely with a portion of it, at least.
So you're holding off on staking because you want to make shorter stakes on PulseChain with liquid.
Well, you want the flexibility to be able to
different strategy.
Yeah, but what's the difference going to be? It's going to be shorter on PulseChain than on the ETH chain because you can just roll stuff over.
I think.
Well, what else would it be?
If they're holding liquid now, I think you might find the EHEX will drop at the release, and they might pump it into PX. I don't know. I'm just thinking.
What if you cut? I'm just thinking if you.
That's what we all thought. That's what we immediately thought. That was your immediate thought is, okay, after the fork, EHEX is going to drop. But there's people who have known that for ages, and they're going to be ready. They're also going to be waiting for that to scoop it all up.
Yeah, I know.
If it gets low enough. So it just depends like how low it goes.
So if ETH has made a change, like Tangent believes they may have, and it reduces fees.
Yeah, I might have been wrong about that, actually. After I made that comment, I actually just jumped on the old Google and did a bit more research, and I'm unsure. But the thing I said initially was true, that I was listening to like a news thing, and they did say that something was done in the attempt to lower fees. But I just think what I ended up saying it was that call data limit or whatever, that might not have been what it was, what the actual item was.
Yeah.
But
how are we going for time? Day 43. How are we going for time? We right to kick on for a bit. I just want to find out. Can I just interrupt to ask a question to
pull the shut up card out?
No.
Fees. We're all right, man. I mean, I think. I mean, it's 11:30. We're okay for now. I mean,
what time is it over there in America, Cabana? How are you going, mate? How are you going over there in the US of A?
It's like 7:30 here, but all good. All good.
Stream.
What was that? You broke up a little bit.
You stream. Sorry, what time are you streaming on YouTube now? Because I know I used to get up on Saturdays and try and check. What day are you streaming now? Still doing your regular weekly shows and things like that?
Yeah. So last week was a little different. Just this month in general with Daytona and whatnot, the show times. Usually it's happy hour here in the States, so Friday at 5. But we're trying to work around, especially the Daytona races. So I don't know how we're going to work that this week. I was thinking maybe doing maybe a quick hour right before the practice tonight, just to answer any Daytona last minute questions and something like that. But it's up in the air with all of our travel and
make sure you get over and support.
Yeah, we're still at it.
Get in there, mate. Yeah, you got some great hexagons on your show, and really, it's high value content, and we appreciate people giving their time up, talking about hex and coming on and learning and understanding. So thanks.
And thanks for shilling the Hex Late Show as well. I've noticed that you do that here and there when you see something that you find amusing.
Oh yeah, like Rackham's tip last week. that was good. That was good. But yeah, this is really. I mean, I say this on my show. The show here, the Hex Late Show, is one of my favorites, just because of the multiple points of view, and you get into different parts of Hex, not just price, but game theory and things like that, and even Hedron and PulseChain. So it's a great discussion, and if I can't catch it live, I always make sure to catch it on replay.
And we tell each other to shut up as well, which is unlike any other stream out there. So there's always that.
You do talk over each other more than any other stream, I think.
I
think that's to do with the
lag though.
Yeah, the lag is a bit of an issue as well. uNrekt, I don't know if it's lag or not. Yeah,
it's also a bit of verbal diarrhea.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, but thank you for shilling our show on your show. We definitely shill your show on a regular basis. I think it's important for that that cross pollination to happen because we're all here to do the same thing, which is to promote Hex. And I actually like your show. It's one of my favorite shows because of.
He's speechless.
Well, speaking of lag,
he's gone.
Our show is so good. It rendered him speechless.
You're never going to know why your show's so good.
I was like,
the secret sauce.
It's got this. It's got this.
Yeah,
that's his Italian heritage coming out there.
Yeah, we need a Bloobum voiceover with what he was doing last week. It's got the
it's very good. It's
there you go.
Bellissimo. I love your show. It makes me feel muy bueno.
Thank you.
We went from Italian to Spanish then, didn't we? That's all right.
Go on.
I think he's the one running the show. I don't know who's on the controls.
Hang on. I mean, you still under the illusion that D43 is running the ship, but no, in fact, I'm like pushing the levers around here.
Oh, so he's just like a puppet, is he?
We could.
No, he's like the anchor man. We're only joking.
We got a segment.
I was only trying to make a joke, and I want to cross the line there, but yeah. Right, moving right along.
Yo, we could have a segment where we put up a photo of a person. So say today it could have been Justin Trudeau, and then we all take turns in saying shit that is like as if he's saying it. So like the photo goes up, different person each week, or it maybe even multiple people. The photo goes up, and we get to be like, oh, fucking little fucking bitch that just likes to fuck everything up, like or whatever it is, like whatever you want to make that person say. We get to puppet the puppets because they are fucking puppets.
You know, it could be even funnier. Actually, this can be my segment, right?
Upgrade it.
One person is only on the screen, fully on the screen, and they're just kind of not speaking, but they're just miming everything and somebody else is talking for them.
So,
are you talking about like
miming
Zoom charades?
Yeah.
Like, is this like a version of charades but online?
Yeah, it's something like that.
You know how you put your arms through someone's arms and you move your arms for them while they're talking.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, Cabana, I'll just finish that thought before I lagged out. The trivia that you guys do, I love that. I love that, and I also love when you and
make
Vince
sure you
have
tell my professor. He always complains. Yeah.
No, I love it. I love the trivia.
He wants zoology and other topics. He's always like, this Hex trivia. I'm like, it's the theme of the show. Like
your audience. Hex show. What are you talking about?
No, I love that, and I like the joke offs that you have with Vince as well.
Well, thanks.
There's
we haven't
not
done
enough
one
of them
in a while. We need to do.
There's not enough of them. There needs to be more. Be more joke offs. I love those things.
All right, I'll make note of that.
You're a joke off 43.
There it is. Waiting for it.
Then fighting words coming back.
I'm joking. Joking.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say you didn't say it to my face on the weekend, did you?
For international viewers in Australia, it's actually a sign of, I wouldn't say respect, but it's an indication to others that you know someone well. Yeah, it's like you're showing that you're good enough friends with someone that you can say outlandish shit that would normally, by any other international standard, would be offensive. And that's how
we show love.
It's a sign of affection. It's a sign of affection.
Because if you're not tight with someone, you can't risk that shit. You can't be rolling into a social circle and just being like, "Yo, fuckhead, I don't like your ass." Like you get punched, like, you get knocked the fuck out.
No, we've been true love.
Absolutely.
Well,
yeah. Well, you call your mates
as they say.
Yeah.
We're definitely bringing back the C word on this show.
On the job. Well, you are the master. You're the master of your own destiny. So, follow your heart and the world will open its doors to you. And that seems to be the way that Hexicans are. We're all, it's a wonderful community. It's great to be part of. And the friendships that we're forming online are actually in real life. And that's why it's actually, it means something. That says a lot for the caliber of the people that we engage with, and we appreciate each and every one of you. We don't take it for granted the fact that we're on the Discourse Syndicate Network as a platform out here with the message in the bottle about putting it out there about hex.com. Have a look, do yourself a favor, spend the time, read, understand, and learn, and you'll reap the benefits from your efforts. And look, it's fair to say, look, I'm pretty. I consider myself very, very fortunate. I was an early investor in Hex, and I did really, really well out of it. We've seen the chart. You look at the chart, you can do the calculations in your mind. It's pretty good. Like it's changed. We wouldn't be here talking to you without it, basically. And so we can do things now with the world. And thank you, Richard Hart. And he's basically the go-to man in crypto, in my opinion. He's like, that's why I like to listen to Richard Hart. I've got an education from the man, and then met all you guys through that, and just the journey, the experience from being involved in Hex has been really, really stellar, and it means a lot to me, and the friendship with you guys and the audience as well. Anyway, I'm getting the music in my head to tell me to shut up.
I just wanted to mention something to Cabana. On your show last week, you guys were talking about how we had bitch tits of the week, and you weren't sure why we had a segment that would denigrate the victor in that way. So I just wanted to explain to you how that came about. So it was actually thanks to Tangent, because what happened is we had a chap in the chat who no one could pronounce his handle. No one could pronounce it. I think he might be in there. Yeah, Doza.
Yeah.
Is it Doza?
No, it was Young and Wild, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
same guy.
Yeah. Right. So no one could pronounce his name, and then I think Tangent said, he just said, "Oh well, we don't know how to pronounce his name. We'll just call him bitch tits." And then but fair enough. We all laughed about it, and probably laughed too hard at that. And then Doza just came back in a message and said, "Hey guys, I don't think you should single me out and call me bitch tits on stream," which is absolutely fair, And I explained on the next stream that we wouldn't just single him out and call him bitch tits. We're going to single everyone out and call everyone bitch tits every fucking week, and that's how it came about.
I believe I remember
if they're deserving. Yeah. If they're deserving of that title.
If they're deserving of that title. I just wanted to clarify for the people who were confused. There's bitch tits in Australia means the same thing as it does in the US. It's like fucking, you got tits like a bitch,
Too much soy. You've been drinking too much soy.
And the Fight Club video is great too. So yeah.
I need to rewatch Talladega Nights and Fight Club. There's heaps of movies I need to rewatch.
Fight Club.
What was the first one you said?
Talladega Nights. It's a NASCAR. It's a comedy
NASCAR,
film about NASCAR.
Yeah.
NASCAR comedy.
First or last.
If you have not seen it, do yourself a favor and watch that movie. It is amazing.
Okay. What were we going to say, Mayo?
OG bitch shit.
I can't remember now. If you ain't first, you're last. No. Oh, did you see the speaking of movies? Did you see? I can't remember who done it on Twitter. The Matrix.
Oh yeah,
overlay.
That was brilliant. Yeah, that's a lot of work in that one. Hey.
Yeah, man.
All the motion graphics and stuff with Richard Hart. And was it the Diamond?
Hexagate again, was it?
Yeah, Hexagate. Yeah.
JFK. You're pretty good at that sort of stuff. How long do you think something like that would have taken someone to put together?
Oh, that would have been a really long one.
Yeah,
I reckon.
JFK 666. He's a legend with the memes and the video memes. I haven't seen one from you for a while, mate.
There's been a few. The Jackass one was pretty good too.
Oh, the
I didn't see
bulls
the
like
jackass.
running down the street away from the bull. That was amazing. Yeah, that was awesome.
Just shut up. Shut up.
Richard tweeted out about the Hex car.
Thanks.
12 hours.
All right, guys. I don't know.
We're going to wind up.
How we going?
What have we learned tonight? It's been a good show. It's been a great conversation. Thank you for joining us.
We've learned that Mayo was Aussie of the Week.
Hexagon legend.
Hexagon legend. Sorry.
Yeah, well done, Mayo.
Fuck yeah, thanks.
So yeah, I'm sure we'll see a little bit more. I'm sure we'll see a little bit more of your head on a few streams to do with that, and hopefully getting behind the scenes with Jake as well. So
everyone get behind
all that, mate.
Heaps of goodies coming. Heaps of goodies.
Yeah, so absolutely, everyone keep your eyes out for
World Championship.
Everyone, keep your eyes out for Joker doing a stream with Jake Lund very, very soon. Keep your eyes out. It's going to be on. It's going to be on Friday night Aussie time.
We think
so that's Friday morning.
I think it's about 5-6 a.m. Friday morning. I'll still to confirm the exact time, but yeah, roughly 5-6 in the morning US time.
Hey, speaking of upcoming streams, there, Bluey, we gonna get a Nomad Capitalist stream anytime soon with Richard?
Yeah, I mean, I assume they've already recorded it. I'm not sure, so I guess it's just I don't know.
He's been engaging on a lot of tweets and stuff of some of the liquid loan stuff. He's commented on that as well. So he's starting to interact with the community a bit, which is good.
That's great to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
That's nice, Bluey. See, Hexicon's doing stuff in the background.
It's only a matter of time. Look, we've seen what Hex can do. It's going to repeat that. I mean, I don't know, no forward-looking statements about what it might do, but like, gee whiz, I think it's like, we say this a lot. I know it's a cliche, but it's like that compressed spring. We're going to see like it's like, I don't know, what is it like? You've got to be in the market 10 days of the year, and those 10 days of where the magic happens. We've seen that that support being respected all the way through. So I'm bullish on the price moving forward, and I think, as you said, like towards the end of the sacrifice, that lid might come off, that compression might come off, and then we might see some savage movements in the chart, some big green candles. Fingers crossed.
Let's hope.
We'll be watching it. Yeah.
Hey, just going back to with me winning the Hexagon of the Week or whatever it is, I just want to say a big thanks to the community as well. Like, I couldn't have done it without everyone helping. Like, everyone's put input, everyone's helped, the community's helped. Like you said before, the donations to the stream helps these things happen. So I just want to say it wasn't just me. It was an idea, and I had the connection, but the community made it happen. So that's why I loved you guys. Like, that's why I love the Hex community. So keep on doing what we're doing.
Thanks, mate.
Cool. So, guys, thanks for coming on the show tonight. Do we want to go around? Anyone want to say some parting words? Bloobum?
Yeah, I'm just looking into the chat that Crypto King has got a response from Jimmy Dore. Hopefully get Richard Hart on Jimmy Dore show, which would be epic. It'd be fantastic. He's got a great show, Jimmy Dore. And he's good friends with Rogan and all that. And yeah, but his show is just in itself is great. I actually... Ages ago, I did a donation trying to tell him about Hex, but nothing really came of it. But that's awesome.
Once you get an in on one of those guys, that'll fall like dominoes, and everyone will have him on as well. So you just got to, as soon as they see one person up at that level doing it, makes it easier.
And it sounds like the Doco team have a bit more money to put out some more teasers of things along the way, rather than waiting until the end of the year for the doco to come out, which is good. Yeah. And it's a coiled spring, and not sure how long it'll take, but there's a lot of positive things coming. Yeah. I mean, there's tons of positive things coming. Like, let's be real.
With Parlay's comment there, just then going for the JRE, I'm hoping that this Muay Thai leads to something that I know that knows him, so to speak. So yeah. The fight scene will hopefully. That's my goal. I'm trying.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just, thousands of workarounds all putting the work out in just our own little ways, and it's all going to, eventually it all adds up.
Well, it's everywhere, isn't it?
And like for you guys in the chat, you can contribute too, because just do what you can, whether it's retweet a tweet or write an email to someone who has a contact. Like, do what you can do. Help. I mean, this is a community thing. Yeah. This is a community thing. We all do this. None of us are paid. We all do this.
Yeah, and we all have fun doing it. It's not work; it's fun. Like do whatever's fun, and out of abundance. So your cup overfloweth, and people can kind of take it.
You never know who might see something you tweet, or who knows that person that you spoke to. Like, it's amazing. Just
Tangent.
Righto.
Parting words. Show your channel.
The call to action that I like to give people is, if you're on Twitter anyway, just go on Richard Hart's Twitter and just just go through and just like all this stuff. Like, obviously read it to make sure you agree. I think that's probably one of the easiest ways to hype everything. And other than that, I hope everyone just has a fun time.
And Tangent has his own channel, Hex_Tangent on YouTube.
I've been streaming a lot more than lately. I've been streaming at least once a day lately, which is good.
And I like how you're doing a pre-Hex Late Show.
Yeah, so this is the second time I've done it. It was before this one. I might make it a regular thing. Why not?
Bit of foreplay never goes astray, eh?
Yeah. Warm them up.
It's like being thirsty at the bar and not having a drink, isn't it? Sex with no foreplay. Oi,
Cabana,
get it ready.
Yeah.
Moisten them up for us, Tangent.
Righto.
Cabana, any parting words? Any parting words, Cabana?
I'm just Cabana Crypto on pretty much all platforms. I guess this week I'll show my Instagram, because I'll probably be putting a lot of content on the racetrack starting Thursday through the weekend. So it's just Cabana Crypto on Instagram. And we'll be putting stories on there. I think the investor will be on there. Crypto Sparbook or official is theirs. So I think all those accounts will have kind of like videos throughout the day. And I know some of us will be in the pits, and hopefully just give you a perspective of the entire event. It's going to be super exciting, I think.
Good luck.
And thanks for coming on the show today. We've been wanting you to come on for ages, and I'm glad that you finally come on.
I greatly
the
invite. Yeah, it's awesome to be here, and great to be on your show. The one one of the ones that is my favorite. So cool to be here, and I have much more time now, so I can do more of this stuff. And it's just cool to be on this one as my first. So thanks a lot.
Cool.
Jexxa.
I'm joining Wasabi on his Wave 3 TV show on Friday, or YouTube channel. So he's a pretty smart dude. So hoping to have a good chat with him about all things PulseChain. So if you're interested in that, come across and check that out this Friday. That's where I'll be for the rest of the week.
And before I hand it off to uNrekt, thanks to everyone in the chat. We appreciate you all. You guys are what make this stream fun for us, because you're the regulars who come back every single week, and we appreciate that. So we'll see you next week.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
Oh yes. Oh no, hang on. I was supposed to kill. Supposed to kill. The B team's coming on after this. The B team is the B team. These guys. We are.